Welcome back to Yak Back. So homecoming is coming up, and I have Christine, Nicholas, and Laura to talk about that exciting event. On Saturday, we'll be playing against Kent State at 3:30. Our football team has been through some trials and tribulations, and this year they seem to be off to a good start, winning their last match. So, Christine, are you going to be attending the tailgate?
Oh, I will most definitely be attending the tailgate.
Whereabouts? Where do you post up?
Where am I posting up? Well, this year, UMass has actually done a great thing by organizing some of the RSOs into certain areas. So, like, I'm in Greek life, and so there's a Greek zone now, which is really cool because...
Now, RSO, what does that exactly stand for?
Clubs.
Clubs, okay.
Clubs.
Thank you.
Sororities, sports teams, RSOs,
Yeah.
Resident Student Organization.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So now we all have our own area, and we can't bring 10 cars. We can only bring 2 or 3.
Due to the RSO regulation or the UMass implemented?
The UMass implemented this, but I think it'll be better because now we're not going to be like 100 of us like swarming everywhere. We'll kind of be like contained
To 2 cars right next to each other. It'll be more fun that way,
Yeah,
in
it
my
will be.
opinion. Now, Laura, you have visitors coming, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you live in a dorm?
Yes.
And so they recently changed the guest policy to you can only have 2 outside UMass students. You can have 2 UMass students who have U cards to be signed in, but you can only have 2 guests outside of UMass.
Right.
Now, how many guests did you plan on have coming?
I mean, I invited a lot of people.
And now you have to limit them? Like, how do you choose which friends to bring?
I mean, at first it was an issue, but now I just feel like I'm going to get around it. I mean, I've been living on campus a few years. You know, the people I bring aren't going to be reckless. I trust them.
That's kind of what they all say, in a way.
That's true.
And that's,
You never know.
So how many people are you expecting if you want to disclose that information?
6.
And you're planning on getting around it somehow?
Yeah. I mean, I have a way. I don't know if I should be broadcasting it, but I have a
Not disclosed.
I have a floor window.
So you did just disclose it.
Well, I won't tell you what dorm I'm in, but I have a floor window. It opens up right
To the street?
to the street, so they can just climb in. If anyone gets rowdy, they're not under my name.
Push them out of the window.
So, Nicholas, do you think that UMass implementing this guest policy almost makes students that live in the dorms like rebel and cause more conflict? Do you know what I'm saying?
In a way, yes. I mean, like the restrictions are sometimes like a little bit daunting at times. I mean, like some of my friends, we've had this trouble before where we invite more people than we can actually sign in. Like if there's 4 of us, we can only sign in 16 people. And what if we invited 25? We would ask like our neighbors to sign them in.
Yes.
That's like one practice that people use.
How do you fit that many people in a dorm room?
We have a big dorm.
There's ways.
There's
Trust me.
big ways. The couch becomes a life-size bed in like another
Yes.
floor.
I come from a single last year, and let me tell you, that 10 by 10 room got jam-packed and
Yes.
sweaty, but it was all worth it in the end.
Well, I'm in an apartment at the Honors College, so it's quite big. So we can,
fancy.
so we can, yeah, no, right. Living the good
this,
life.
this guy.
No, it gets better. I have a fridge and an oven, so it's like,
Wow.
I'm living the life.
Living large.
And I'm really excited about the tailgate actually because this is the first time I'll be 21 and I'll be like able to drink now. So it's like
Right.
heavenly,
Right. So now on that topic,
Crazy.
Christine, how many arrests are you estimating?
Ooh, I just said this, but 17, and I'm thinking that 3 are going to be UMass students and the rest are going to be non-students.
So specific.
That's
That's
my
just-
guess, because it's
Just
always the
random.
non-students that cause the trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone else
Right.
is afraid of getting expelled.
Which might be the reason UMass implemented this guest policy so less non-UMass students come and stay over.
I honestly have no problem with the guest policy. Like, I almost wish it was more enforced because then I could tell my friends, listen, no UMass. Like, I like to have basically just the people I'm with here at UMass. It's a UMass pride thing. I have no problem. You look up Blinding Blowout. All the arrests are basically non-UMass students.
Right.
So
And
they're trying to eliminate the problem. I don't have a problem
Well,
with it.
I mean, I would argue that like it's not necessarily that like those people were actually living in those dorms. They just happened to be there at that time. there's no like
the non-students.
the non-students weren't exactly living there; they were just arrested there.
Yeah.
Right, and it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough because one friend from home hears about the homecoming, and then it's like you're like, oh yeah, you can come, and you think in your head, oh, it's only gonna be one. Then they're like, oh, do you mind if Sally, George, Steve comes? And you're like, and you're not like, no. You're like, yeah, of course, come. And then like you realize, oh, I only have 2 sign-ins.
Yeah.
So it's like you get
now
stuck.
I'm shutting people through windows, and I'm
Right, and it's like,
Asking
all
your
bets are
friends,
off.
you know?
right,
you know.
yeah, and also, what I was thinking was, I've seen at like people getting off the buses, people at day drinks at UMass, at the townhouses and whatnot, so many more arrests than at the tailgate. And I can guarantee you there's more people at the tailgates under 21 drinking. And I've witnessed firsthand the cops pulling whole handles of Rubinoffs out of people's bags at the tailgate and just dumping them out and saying, get out of here. Whereas if that ever happened at a non-UMass like functioned event, they'd be screwed.
I think they're trying to stop riots, though. They're trying to just be like, you know what? Not that big of a deal. There's Rubinoff in everyone's backpack.
It's publicity.
Well,
If this is
right.
a UMass event,
I mean-
they don't want to say a bunch of kids were going crazy at the UMass tailgate. But on a random Saturday when we're off campus drinking, then they have no problem being like, yeah, we're arresting people. We're out today. We're a presence here.
Right.
But at the UMass events, they want to say, oh, everything went smoothly. This was put on by UMass.
So it was
and
great.
It's great.
I would also argue like there's numbers involved because you can only arrest so many people before like the paperwork starts building up. You know, when it's simply
they
you
have
can
their
just
record.
you can just take the alcohol, pour it out. They can't drink, and you can just
Yeah,
shove them
it's
away.
very
Right,
easy
which,
solution.
which
too,
is well,
actually.
exactly. It is an easy solution, but it's just
Because it's
annoying that it's not standard throughout the campus. It's not standard. It's like someone who might have gotten in trouble for a beer can in their bag, whereas this person had a whole handle Rubinoff at the tailgate, but this one is at the day drink, gets a minor in possession, has to go to court, whereas this one just like scram, get out of here. How it used to be in the olden days, oh, you're drinking, pour it out, get out
They
of
don't
here.
want it on the record.
Exactly, and it
UMass
just,
doesn't want it on the record.
right. Whereas if it's not a UMass functioned event, it's like, you're screwed, we need this quota, now we're gonna get it.
It's probably the UMass PD versus the Amherst PD
Yeah,
in that situation.
That does come into,
Don't they have both at the
they do at the tailgate, yeah.
I haven't honestly.
But I'm sure, like at the townhouses, the Amherst PD is probably what's called.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sure.
for sure. And then also, but at the day drinks and such, the Amherst police is called, but it still ends up going through UMass. You know what I mean? You still have to meet with the dean and this, that, and the other thing, and go through basics. Like it's like you got caught off campus with alcohol, yet you still have to go through these repercussions through UMass because our code of conduct were UMass students everywhere. So it's just a double-edged sword in a type of way.
Yeah.
But the homecoming should be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Any-
I like petting the horses.
Yeah, everyone loves taking pictures with the horses on the
Yes.
and the cops on the horses. Nick, do you have any predictions for the game?
Predictions for the game. I'm hoping that UMass crushes it, but I think it's gonna be a very close game.
Now, raise your hand if you actually go into the game. Sorry, players. Do any of you guys go into the game? Really?
I went in
I-
once, but
And did you?
did we?
I mean, like to be honest, like the one game I went to, UMass was completely crushed.
It's
so
sad to
like-
say, but we don't really go into games. But
I mean, like we just like made it to like the top tier, like university level. So it's no like surprise that we suck.
right, we'll get there in time.
We'll get there in
I mean,
time.
regardless, we do show our pride by just going to the tailgate and celebrating our UMass culture. So thank you guys so much for your opinions on this topic. That's all the time we have, unfortunately. Thank you, and stay tuned.